What's up guys, it's Collinns here, and I am back with some more of the terrifying and scary world of the most depraved and disturbing furries, Iceberg. We're gonna finish up this video, hopefully, taking a look at the saddest pieces of shit that I've ever seen in our fandom, sadly. Let's continue. Last time we were taking a look at RC Fox. This is the last person we were talking about, and for some reason they can't stop touching children. People can't stop touching children. What's your fucking problem? Just stop touching children. It's pretty fucking easy. Just hands to yourself. Why not? How does that make no fucking sense? Unless the child interacts with you, keep yourself safe, because that's actually happened to me. A kid almost totally ran its face right into my crotch, and I'm like, ow, hello, child, and I just grabbed them by the shoulder, and I was like, hello, dog. Yeah, you know, the furry dog thing. Because the kid was trying to hug me, but the kid was around my waist. I'm a female, so it doesn't really matter, you know, up front, but it does at the same time. Because if a kid runs face plant into your crotch, kind of hurts, depending on what kind of stuff you got down there. Also, it's weird if you're a female and a kid runs their face right into your crotch. So, just gently move them by the shoulders. Shoulders is the best way you can move a child when they're shorter than you. Just shoulders, pull back high, you know, talking to their face. I do that with my cousins, because my cousins do the run hug thing, and a lot of kids do the run hug thing. So you want to make sure that the kids don't face plant into your genitalia, being whatever gender you are, biologically, you know. Keep yourself and the children safe by doing something like that. But don't fucking touch children unless you absolutely necessarily have to keep yourself or them safe. I was a crossing guard. One day I had to put my arm over a child's chest because they almost ran into traffic while a car ignored my stop sign. At least it was the back of my arm, but I had to put it over her upper shoulders here to keep her and myself safe so we didn't get run over by a car. That's the only fucking time you should ever touch a child somewhere up in the upper chest area, when it is to save their life. It's kind of like giving CPR, if you think about it. If you have to do chest compressions, do them. Don't let them die. But if you're just an animal in a costume walking around, keep yourself and the children safe. Don't fucking touch them unless absolutely necessary to keep you and them safe. Continuing on.
In charge of logistics during the 2015 and 2016 Midwest Fur Fest conventions. RC Fox was one of the good guys in the furry community, and many people in the public considered him as one of the faces of the entire fandom. So when his 2017 controversy sparked, many people couldn't believe the news. On the 31st of August 2017, RC Fox was arrested and charged with 20 counts.
You know, the difference between just not accidentally touching a child, the difference between touching a child and the child pornography is you already had this. Child porn doesn't just pop up like the day you touch a child. So, apparently they were a child toucher already, or a person that touches themselves to child stuff back then. Maybe they just had it. Hopefully the child porn is not theirs, but we'll figure that out in a minute.
RC Fox was arrested and charged with 20 counts of criminal possession of CP. During his interrogation, he confessed to possessing about 50 videos of CP.
This makes me fucking sad. I'm pretty sure we saw this in the last episode, but this is just fucking saddening.
To possessing about 50 videos of CP on his computer. RC Fox faced the court in March of 2018, and after the hearing, his final charges included 20 counts of possession of CP, 2 counts of dissemination of CP, and 1 count of criminal use of a phone.
It's one thing to have a video of child porn when you're into that, but having 50 or over? I literally just can't today.
Use of a phone. In Pennsylvania, these charges carry up to 7 years in prison per count, meaning RC was potentially looking at 140 years behind bars if convicted on all charges.
22. Motherfucker got a slap on the wrist, I bet. One was what? Okay, so it's kind of like a charge that just means that he sent this child porn to someone else. Who filmed tapes of it? Yeah, that's just what child, what that is. Yeah, it just says, possession, but for distribution. So that's what that means, is the distribution of child porn as well. So I don't know, he sent this to someone or even put it online, possibly.
Everybody was in shock when the news spread through the furry community. He had been scheduled to DJ at the upcoming Furpocalypse convention in Connecticut, but after the news, the organizers immediately announced he would not be attending. His social media accounts were quickly disabled, and his first
See, this is when I hate that they do this. I was like, what the fuck? Why did they show a picture of Pineapple and that one dude that snowboards? RC Fox isn't Pineapple the Fox. And it makes people that don't know these people confused. So, yeah. Just so everyone else is aware, because I had to verify that, because I do like Pineapple's stuff. He's pretty cool. Or they're pretty cool. I don't know what they go by, but yeah. So that Pineapple is not the same as RC. RC is a definitely a different person.
was constructed by More for Less.
Is there any controversy for More for Less? I see so many More for Less fursuits. I totally forgot, but I thought there was some fire under them for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, someone else has this person's fursuit now. Oh, did More for Us be like, you can't have that suit? I wonder if that's a thing. Do you know if that's a thing if, like, you get in trouble and you're rocking a fursuit, you're kind of like an ambassador, you're kind of an ambassador when it comes to someone that has a fursuit from a certain creator. So do those creators, do they have the right to tell you, even though you bought the fursuit, that you're not allowed to have it? And kind of be like, not a mascot, but well, yeah, kind of like a mascot for the brand because you're wearing a brand of fursuit. It's kind of like a clothing brand. I mean, Jordan, Michael Jordan, who made the Jordans, shoes aren't gonna tell some kind of child pornography person that they're not allowed to wear them. I wonder. So I'm assuming it's like the same thing as this. Maybe there is some kind of rule about it or not. If you know, let me know in the comments. I have no idea.
Into a different persona. A special plea court hearing was set for March 14th, 2018, where RC was expected to enter a plea and potentially be sentenced, but RC Fox never showed up to that hearing. Later that same day, RC Fox was found dead, and according to reports, he had unalived himself.
Oh, of
Carl
course.
was
Suicide isn't any kind of, uh, it's not any kind of, joke, but it's hot take. People that commit suicide, especially when they're on trial for something that they know that their life is over with, you're fucking cowards for doing that. You're such a coward. You just want an easy way out, and you're just like, I'll just fucking kill myself, because why not? That is such a loser way to go out. It's not even a cool way. Like, I just recently saw, like, I just recently saw a scene in like one of the John Wick movies where this chick was like her brother was wanting to kill her or whatever. Spoilers, this chick kills herself by cutting herself and letting her die. Letting herself die on her terms. And that's kind of like this, letting himself die on his terms. But she did it because she didn't want John Wick to fucking shoot her in the face and kill her instead. She was like, I'm just gonna go out on my own because I am a character in a movie, not really killing myself. And she's like a criminal, I guess, or something, like a drug empire or whatever, I don't know. But when you off yourself and you're just like, it's just because I had child pornography. I didn't want to be killed in prison. That's such a fucking pussy way to go out. Live up to what you did. You already knew you're fucking dead because once you go into the prison, you're probably gonna be fucking. The way your death would have probably been was just like a dick cutting you up the middle. That's what it would have been. Sorry to be morbid, but again, these are people that have touched or hurt children, and I don't fucking care about you if you've done that. Sorry. And for the people that are going to fight me on it, oh, this person, they were a really good person. Maybe they just were down on their luck. Think about people like Kiro and Sappho. We haven't gone over Sappho in this video. I'm sure we will find it at some point. If you know who these people are, you know what kind of people they are, and we already went over fucking Kiro. We already did. So if you want to basically provide some kind of support to these people, it sounds like you're the problem.
Seeing the consequences of his actions. According to people close to
Yeah, it was just ruled a suicide. In his car, too. You're so rude, too, for doing that in your car. Like, no one's allowed to have that car now. It's just gonna be totaled because you killed yourself in it. How dare you? Okay, that was a joke for no reason, sorry. Charges became public knowledge in September 2017 after the court docket containing his personal information was discovered by members of the community. Okay, so in 2017 we found out as a community the kind of person this person was. He didn't want to register as be a registered sex offender, and he knew his time in the fandom was fucking over. Apparently, I guess his fandom was his life. I don't know anything about Percy Fox, so if you know anything further about this, let me know. I'm just curious. Learning things, sadly bad things about the fandom, but like I love being the devil's advocate, there is many good things in the fandom, and I'm going to be going over those too as well in another video.
his own life. It's very sad to see animals get killed, especially
I wish they would stop using this picture because people are going to think that they're talking about Pineapple or one of these other furries here. Stop doing that. Stop it.
for themselves. For our 6th level, we have furries so evil that they didn't mind killing innocent animals for their own pleasure. The Crimson Blood Wolf Pack. Back in the late 2000s, there was a very strange and interesting trend of teenagers forming werewolf packs in San Antonio, Texas.
What? Okay, I know the Therian thing and everything else thing, and we went over some kink stuff and vampire stuff. I thought when I was a kid I was a wolf. I did the standing on my bed. I'd uproot my mattress from my bed frame, and I would put it up angled so I can climb up on it like a mountain. Now I'm on YouTube talking about this. So obviously I can't say too much about people thinking that they're werewolves or actual vampires. We have real ghosts and shit. I've had shit thrown at me in this house, and also my last house that I used to live in when I was a kid was haunted by definitely demons. That shit was creepy, and billions of people that have walked in said that that house always gave them the creeps. And that's weird that we never mentioned anything about any ghosts or any kind of weird feeling. But then my other family that came into the house for holidays, they'd be like, this feels weird or off. That's not a coincidence. Also, this house that I currently live in, we have a little girl in the basement that multiple people have seen. Even my cousin's new husband that they just got married. He came to our house either like the first or second time maybe. We've never talked about any kind of ghosts. He said that he saw a little girl in the basement, little girl specifically. And my friend has seen it, my mom has seen it, my sister has seen it, I have not seen it. I think that's just because I live down here, so I don't think she's going to show herself to me. For all I know, she may be lurking in the background, but I have the door closed, so who knows. I've also had multiple dogs go into the laundry room or stay out of the laundry room, depending on how they're feeling, I guess. My last dog that currently passed away a year or so ago, she went in there a few times before she couldn't get down the stairs anymore, and then the dog before that slept in there the night before she died. That's weird. So, ghosts, probably real. Evil spirits, probably real. Vampires, I don't know about that. I mean, we've had some suggestive things like bacterias that are alive after people are dead, but not really people alive like a zombie. The closest we've gotten to that are people walking around the California streets. Just kidding. We also have them here in Chicago as well. So, don't know what we're going to get into. going through this, but let's see.
This one was the Crimson Blood Wolf Pack, named after the Vampire Diaries werewolf pack.
Tonight, truth stranger than fiction. The investigation into a beheaded dog leads police to a
I'm gonna kill them. JK, I'm not allowed to say that because this is YouTube and YouTube has content warnings. You're supposed to have content warning. By the way, if you haven't fucking seen the other videos, you should already know what we're gonna be talking about. So child porn and beheaded dogs is a fucking thing that is going to be here in this video, sadly. But I don't know if this is specifically furry. Let's figure it out because I didn't hear anything about people think they're people that are furries. Maybe these people are in the fandom or liked furry stuff, and this is where it's headed. But it sounds like it's just on the side, goth kids doing this stuff. I don't know.
claimed wolf girl.
James Munoz has been following this story since last week. He's live at police headquarters tonight with the latest. James?
The Crimson Blood Wolf Pack believed that they were other Kintharians just
Again, this is not a furry thing. These are the people that have a kind of, connection with another a spirit realm or something. I don't know a lot about Therians or werewolf people. They think that they're werewolves. I don't think werewolves exist. I'm pretty sure they don't. You know, we see werewolves in different types of media like movies and books and things like that. I don't think werewolves exist. Spiritual level things are easier to say that they exist than something that actually exists. Like people that think that they are wolves, like werewolves. I have never seen a real person like transform, the fur, the tail, everything without it being clipped on or, put on like a headband. So I think this is a little different than furries. Furries know they're not animals. They just are taking a character and turning it into, a walking dog or a walking cat. And they don't actually think that they are animals. They know that they are a human body in a furry carpet thing that they're walking around in, doing videos, making music, doing art, doing comedy, shit like that. They know that they are people. They're just basically working as a mascot or doing it for fun because they enjoy acting just like I do. And just because I enjoy acting doesn't mean that anything that I say or do or act like is fake. I remember there was like Jim Carrey is one of my idols when it comes to the acting and comedy worlds. So, when in this movie he is trying to talk to this person about how he really loves his son, he wants to be there for him. It's called Liar Liar if you haven't seen it before. It's one of my favorite movies. But this kid he loses contact with no not Jim Carrey, sorry. I'm thinking about Robin Williams. Again, another idol. I'm thinking about Robin Williams movie Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm pretty sure it's Mrs. Doubtfire actually, and he's talking to and saying that he loves his son and everything and that he doesn't want to lose custody because they think that he's going crazy because he's dressing as a woman, and then they find this out. The mother wants to, file for full, or they already filed for divorce. They want to actually stop, interacting with each other and not allow the kid to see him anymore. And this was an older movie, so obviously, the LGBTQ community is different now than back then, or seen different now anyway. I think that was kind of a hit on, like, the guy being psychologically insane or something because he dressed as an old woman, and was basically kind of being like a stalker, because he missed his kids. So, with that, the person that was playing the judge was like, I feel like, you're just acting like this because you are a very talented actor. He's also like a voice actor or something in the movie. So the person that was the judge thought that he was just pretending that he really cared about his son or whatever, and that he was mentally unstable, and that's why the court upheld that he wasn't allowed to see his kid or whatever. The full custody went to the mother and the stepfather or whatever. And I think You know what? ADHD? I have no fucking idea where my point was going with that. But basically, oh, that's what I was saying. I'm not acting when I am talking in, what I just did and said. That wasn't acting. That was actually me explaining something that I've seen and something that I think based on what I've seen. So, I don't think that anything that I do or say when it comes to any of the stuff that I react to is fake. Obviously, YouTube channel, oh wow, this YouTube video has to be, entertaining. Of course it does. It's a YouTube video. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't entertaining. But I get maybe on average a view a video. I'm really only doing it to pass the time until I die. Now you know I'm not faking because that was a real fucking that was a real one right there. Anyway, let's continue. Furries are not Therians or otherkin. Furries actually know that they are human and know that they have no connection to a spiritual world, but I do believe in spirits just like I believe in ghosts and demons and like whatever the fuck else is out there, and I'm assuming we're not the only people here. Aliens probably are somewhere, but they ain't fucking talking to us.
Like R.C. Fox earlier. They believe their animal halves were wolves, would howl at the moon, wear tails, and the gang's leader, Wolfie Blackheart, even believed she was allergic to silver, like werewolves from the movies.
So, actually, you can be allergic to silver. A lot of people are actually allergic to silver and heavy metals, which I'm pretty sure that's probably what was happening with this person. They were just actually allergic to silver. That's all I can explain for that one.
If you want to hunt werewolves, it's best at night by the light of a bonfire. And if you want to shoot them, forget silver bullets. Try a camera instead.
For a while, the Crimson Blood Pack seemed like
What?
that whole case went dark after the death of Shadow. In January of 2010, a picture was posted on 4chan of a hand holding what appeared to be a severed head of a dog, and it immediately
I'm
sent
gonna
the
fucking kill
platform
them.
to a familiar with the social media platform 4chan.
What the fuck is with all these people that come from 4chan? Whoever has a 4chan account, they should just be fucking executed.
One thing about them is that they didn't take
I take that back. Apparently they don't take animal cruelty lightly, so yay 4chan.
Crimson Blood Wolf Pack. The group then began to face pressure.
Everyone shut up for a sec. No one killed the dog. A truck running through my neighborhood ran him over. And I tried to save him, but died on the way to the vet. The fucking car ran the dog over, but the head was fully intact? Yeah, okay. For defiling the body? I'm gonna fucking kill them.
To give his version of what had happened. Razor claimed that the dog in the photo was a stray that he took in and named Shadow, and that Shadow was a close companion of the gang. However, he got ran over by a truck, and on the way to the vet, he died. Razor then said the body was handed off to a few friends to prepare for burial, but they decided to give the head to Wolfie since she likes that kind of stuff. Well, even though Razor's story was already sort of
What? Okay, the only thing that I could think of is that they were going to give the dog's head to her so she can gut it out and either keep the skull if she likes to do, taxidermy stuff. You can keep the skull, or you can keep, the actual head and preserve the head. There are some companies out there that actually preserve your dog's body if you want them to. You could get them stuffed or trophied or whatever. It kind of reminds me of the Coraline dogs, lining the racks. These guys, they basically had like a whole shelf of dogs with like little angel suits on them, in the movie. And then this dog, it was close to dying, so it's being, put together. And then there's that. What Coraline's animators are weird. I actually really like Coraline. It's a really cool movie.
Kathy Silva, who was Wolfie's neighbor, claimed that Shadow was actually her missing dog. And
See, that's what I was talking about, was preserving the skull for taxidermy. I don't know, are you allowed to do that? I wonder. Because after the dog passed away, you know, is it, do you, when my dogs pass away, we just take them right to the vet and we get them cremated. Are you allowed to keep the body? I mean, I don't know. Isn't there? Doesn't there have to be like a I don't know if you have to have like a receipt of the body or whatever, so it gets properly disposed of. It's kind of like a person. If the person dies, are you allowed to keep the person's body? I don't think so. That must. I don't know if it's the same with animals. I've never seen any taxidermied people, but yeah, I don't know.
What seemed like a rescue mission before was beginning to look like a kidnap case, so the San Antonio police had to step in. They began an investigation on Wolfie, and that was when they discovered that the teenager had an entire collection of animal skulls, including clean skulls of a sheep, a coyote, and a wild boar. Wolfie's hobby of taxidermy was strange, and because of this, it didn't take long for news channels to carry her story. However, despite all the noise, Wolfie was never charged for animal maltreatment.
A furry. That's where the furry thing comes in. A furry tail wearing teen. They're not a furry. They never said that they were a furry. This is not furry. I'll just tell you that right now. This is not furry at all. It's in a video of like a furry iceberg. This is not furry. It's not. Sorry. It's just from a furry to whoever else is fucking watching this, maybe my dad, why not? This is not furry. There's no way this person there it's just not. It's just not. Furries that are bad do fucked up things. Obviously, you've seen, you know, people that are involved in the furry community, you know, fuck dead dogs and shit. But unlike Kiro, this is not furry. Just so you're aware.
Because the police never found anything that substantial against her.
Again, maybe it was for taxidermy. Maybe they just gave her the head and they were going to bury the rest of the dog. They gave her the head. It's weird that they took a picture of it. That's kind of fucked up. But also, there should have been like some kind of messaging or something like that to ask her if she wants her dog's head so she can go through taxidermy to get the skull out of the animal's skin and fur and all that. Taxidermy is definitely a different thing from people just killing animals. If you kill animals to do taxidermy on them, that is disgusting. But if you already have the animal dead, maybe she got like, because I know, I'm assuming you can go to different areas that have like animals that have already died, and maybe you can ask them like, can I have this dead sheep's head to taxidermize it, or can I have this, or they find it out in you know, the wilderness. I have friends that do taxidermy, and some people they have taxidermized snake. They have like rats. They found bones inside of just the forest as they're walking by. You can find deer skulls and antlers and things that drop off animals naturally. So I mean, if there's no like obvious, the picture's weird. The picture is the only thing that's making me double guess it. Everything else doesn't seem like there's really any issues besides them thinking they're werewolves because obviously they're probably teenagers. You know, I ran around jumping off of little rocks after I saw Divergent, that movie about, you know, the people with factionized blood or whatever, or personalities, factionized personalities. I did that. You cannot tell me that you did not do that either. uh, Things like Hunger Games. You know, you play Hunger Games or you play video games, and you're like, oh, that's such a cool idea. I'd love that to happen in real life. Like, you don't think that you actually live in a world of Hunger Games, which we do, but unrelated to that. Taxidermy is a thing, and either they just did it without asking her, or maybe they asked her and it's just not in the messages here or anywhere. That she said, yes, I'd like the head so I can taxidermize the skull. So, who knows? But if you actually killed the dog just because, why not? People that are that doesn't make any sense. People that I could see like people that believe they were vampires or something, they bit the head off the dog or something. I don't think people that think that they're werewolves would kill a dog. It's like killing a part of your pack. I love wolves, and specifically I love huskies too because they're so wolf-esque, but that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think this one's far-fetched, and also, on top of that, it's in a furry compilation of bad furries, and this is not furry. So, obviously, everything is allegation before it comes out and is actually proven. But out of a lot of the stuff we saw, many of the things actually sound correct, except this one. This one doesn't sound right to me.
There was a lot of evidence, and this evidence was so descriptive.
I don't know why they keep using Wasabi Cat. I forgot what their actual name is, but that's a fursuit dancer, Wasabi. I wish they would stop using random pictures of furries too in their videos because, for all we know, I'm pretty sure the furries that these pictures probably were just taken off of Google. I'm pretty sure the furries that are in this video probably doesn't even know. They don't even know that they're in this video. Just like their fursuit pictures on there. That's kind of fucked up and rude of the person that put this video up.
Wish you never came across it. Mr. Teriyaki in Acid Rain Cloud. Mr. Teriyaki in Acid
Not Terry. Wait a minute. Never mind. I'm thinking about a different cat. So many people look the damn same.
Rain Cloud were very famous in the furry community. The couple had
Yeah, I don't know everything, so sorry if I didn't know who these people were. But, let's continue, I guess.
and posted vlog content from furry conventions that they attended. However, everything went south for the two after a very disturbing
That explains it because this is 23. I kind of disconnected from the furry fandom while I was trying to figure out how to start, doing my career and things like that when it comes to game design and stuff. That's really what I love doing, but I also teach computers and computer science. So that's what I've been focusing on. That's why I've been kind of away from like the online area of, the furry community.
was leaked. On August 22nd, 2023, a Twitter user came online and posted, "I didn't really know what to say last night when I found this out. My partner confided in me about these messages, and I was appalled by what I saw. I can't imagine how someone finds killing a living thing for sexual gratification okay. Acid Rain Cloud and Teriyaki Cat. Trigger warning." And underneath,
Also, again, everything is not like true that you see on the internet, and people have done things on purpose to try to make people, you know, try to call people out, the bewares and things like that. Not everything is fucking true, obviously. People lie. Humans have the ability to lie. It's called free will. So for all we know, maybe this is a lie, but for everyone else that has known for the past few years while I've been busy trying to figure out my career, maybe you know more than me, but I'm gonna learn right now. It's someone else too. Mike and I, huh? Oh, I'm gonna fucking throw him. So, we all know what hentai is, right? That's the bad joke. So they use the fish in sexual intercourse. It sounds like I don't know if Mike is the same person. It says that the partner confided in them, so maybe they're like a poly thing. That means that you have a bunch of people that you're with because all of you maybe have a certain role to play in the relationship. That's a total different thing. Yeah. Okay, so she and Mr. Teriyaki do when they're alone. So they do it.
and then get intimate with her. According to her, she loved how they wiggled inside of her. Mr. Teriyaki and Acid Rain Cloud immediately locked their social media accounts and remained silent about the situation. Until February of 2025, when they both released the same statement claiming that the story was fake and made up. According to the statement, it was all made up by their former roommates and that they would never do anything like that. Since it really wasn't a crime that they could have gotten arrested for, there weren't really any serious aftermaths. But their social media following dropped drastically, as a result of them being off all media for a long while. Now, a lot of these cases have been scary, but very few
That's that's the cryptid dolphin man dude or whatever. That's not even a furry.
level. We have furries who weren't scared to end lives for very petty reasons. And for
I think that's kind of just how internet is. People are very petty and will just make people end their lives just because.
final level, we have the life takers. The Lockjaw Arts case. Tonya Dillard and Jacob Berkowitz were an LA couple who owned a fairly popular
My
fursuit
dog's
production
in the
business.
background
It was
squeaking
called
things.
Lockjaw Arts. 27-year-old Tonya had been active in the furry community since he was a teenager, with many fursonas including Vincent Vex, Volta Jax, and Volty, while Jacob, 24, went by Jax or Luna in the fandom. The two had been making
Ignore the random squeaks in the background. They're just my dogs.
fursuits since
I like that deer
2014
drawing.
and had built up a decent reputation as artists and seemed pretty good at what they did. But the Lockjaw artists had a problem, and that problem quickly brewed into something very disturbing. You see, as good and popular as Lockjaw Arts was at fursuit production, the company wasn't really making a lot of sales.
What
and this
are you
was a
doing?
result of Tonya and Jacob's work ethic. The
Oh,
two
that's
were
why
almost
it's loud.
always
The
late
other
on
dog got
jobs
it.
and would often
Look at this petty princess. Look at this pretty princess. Brett. You are a Brett. Brett dog. Oh, yawn. That's my baby Adamus. I took away the squeaky ball because I told her not right now, and then she ignored what I was telling her. So, not right now. Go lay down. Anyway, back to this.
at fursuit production, the company wasn't really making a lot of sales. And this was a result of Tonya and Jacob's work ethic. The two were almost always late on jobs and would often blame their lateness on mental health issues. Because of this, the couple was often low on funds and eventually went broke. So broke that they wanted to escape society and live in the woods. Tonya and Jacob then decided to create a plan. They would post a dating ad on Craigslist and lure their victim with promises of sex. They would rob them, then take their car, and then disappear to the woods. On March 20th,
Wait, is this a we're gonna steal this person, all this person's shit, and then run away situation? You know, I've been fucking scammed, almost scammed quite a few times. There's a few people that have taken my money and either have not given me the art that I paid for years ago. Like, I've actually like lost track of a few people that I've paid for art for, and it's probably been over 11, 12 years. I've also paid fursuits and still, I'm back and forth with that person. We're talking, so I know that they're still working on what I asked for. I had a big run-in with someone that I bought a pre-made for, bought on a few editions, so they were gonna make a few extra things like a feet pod or something, and that fell through. They didn't contact me for about 2 years. I kind of just gave up, and I thought that I just lost $1,000 something. And then they finally contacted me, and now I've just gotten $100 from them. I'm assuming they're just figuring out life and slowly doing payments. So, yeah, I've been around the bend for that, but to have someone like be like, "Well, because my life sucks, I'm going to kill you and take whatever you have." That's a shitty and low bar, and you're a loser for that. I barely make enough to make my car payment. I can't pay my life insurance, my phone bill, or my car insurance right now. I'm not going and fucking posting shit and telling people, "Hey, I'll give you a room in this place," and then just killing them and taking their shit. Actually, I'm selling some of my stuff, including probably one of my fursuits. I haven't worn it that much. It's really just for, it was for a alternative to Galaxy, and think about selling his stuff. And I'm also going to be selling a bunch of the furry characters that I bought over the years. I just really liked the designs, and then in the end, I was like, I need to start drawing my own shit. So I have started practicing a lot drawing Winter, which is my character, my main character that I've developed over the years. And I'm also getting a fursuit made by him. He is already paid off, so now he's just in a queue waiting to be made. But yeah, you're shitty for taking other people's shit because your life goes to shit. Just like my life is going to shit. I'm gonna give up the ghost and fucking sell shit that I own so I can hopefully make my bills. And if it doesn't work, then what the fuck ever. I guess I'm just not having a phone for a few months.
44-year-old Hector Mendez Hernandez responded to their ad. He was just a regular guy looking for companionship, maybe something casual, but he had no idea what he was walking into. Hector picked up Tonya and Jacob, and they all went back to his house in the northeast part of Las Vegas, near Lake Mead and Lamb Boulevards. According to police reports, they may have all spent the night there together, but early Friday morning, things took a horrific turn. While the three were in the house, Jacob shot Hector 4 times with a gun he had bought from a pawn shop, and then
You have enough money to buy a $100 gun from a shop, but you don't have enough money to just like sell fursuit parts or like, I don't know, take in commissions like other normal people do. Out of what I saw, their stuff looks really cool and good. Really?
about 20 times. That still wasn't enough to put Hector out completely, so he grabbed a set of
This dude's treating this motherfucker like he's some kind of tank.
dumbbells and used it to hit Hector on the head while Tonya held him down. After they unalived Hector, Tonya and Jacob
Just say killed him. You're acting like dead and you know, fucking zombie and blood and all those words that are adjectives that define people are illegal now. Why? Like, really?
the house for 10 hours, and it was during this period Tonya decided to call his friend Paige Ferguson. He told Paige that he and Jacob had killed and skinned their dog, which made Paige really disturbed. Because why would anyone just randomly call you to let you know that they had killed an innocent dog? Paige then told Tonya how uncomfortable she felt about this news, and that was when Tonya said, "If you think that's strange, I'm sitting next to a dead body," and then sent pictures of Hector's body lying on the floor.
Oh.
Well, Paige
I thought they were talking about someone else. I'm like, huh? They're planning to find his body in California sometime after 11 a.m. Friday. About 6 hours later, Spencer said Las Vegas police were at the residence that street. Okay.
straight to the Spring Valley Area Command Police Station and reported everything. She showed officers the photos Tonya had sent her, screenshots of their Facebook Messenger conversation, all of it. That evening, officers saw Tonya and Jacob leaving the house in Hector.
So it literally sounds like they were like calling their friend to see if they would care if they killed and skinned a dog, and because they were like, wow, that's kind of creepy. Why the fuck are you telling me this? They were like, actually, I actually killed a human person. And were you just like saying that to just see, just in case they were like, oh, you want me to come and help you bury the body? Like, what?
Saw Tonya and Jacob leaving the house in Hector's stolen F-150.
That's so racist. Fucking Mexican dude. It sounds like a Mexican name, so don't at me. I am Mexican. Shut up. This motherfucker in a Ford F-250. 150, whatever the fuck it was. One of those 50s.
During interrogation, Tonya and Jacob gave slightly different accounts to police. Jacob claimed that he had attacked Hector after he tried to kiss Tonya. But Tonya knew it was over. There was no point in lying to the police, so he just told them what had actually happened.
Yeah, they were like, but you said on this ad that you want this person to come and like have sex with you guys. Why'd you kill him for wanting to kiss your girl? That was a shitty fucking cover story.
And conspiracy to commit robbery.
They got deadly weapon charges. They got murder charges. Hell yeah, they got the works. You can't kill people. Stop it. It's not nice.
Offenses. Tonya and Jacob killed a random stranger for money and wheels, but Frank Felix went darker. He orchestrated a massacre just to keep his twisted teenage
what the fuck? I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing that because that's mean, but damn. Horse girl to a new level. This is the last one, so I'm gonna push through. I wish I would have stopped it like halfway, because then I would have had like 25-minute video and 25-minute video for the other one. I wish I could edit it, but I can't because I am now poor and I can't even think about affording a video fucking editor either. Just editing software, I can't afford that either. It's like $500 a month. Not a month, a year. I don't even make that. Not lately. Just barely enough to pass getting my car payment. Now I don't know what I'm going to do, as I am going to be making less than what I'm making right now in less than a month.
Alive. Frank Felix. Frank Sato Felix was a 25-year-old Sun Valley man who was active in the furry community. He went by the name Entei in furry fandoms and was a regular at conventions, gatherings, and meetings. It was in one of these conventions that he met the Yos. Jennifer Goodwill Yost was a furry artist that went by the name Genma, and her husband Christopher Yost. Felix eventually fell in love with her daughter, Catelyn, who was known as Daydreamer Foxwell in furry communities. But the problem was, she was a teen.
I think this is also someone underage. I wonder if he fell in love with her smile. That's a bad joke.
Well below the legal age. Felix and the Yost
More fucking people, fucking teenagers that are under 18. She's 17. Just fucking wait a few months. God.
each other a lot and eventually started getting intimate. When Jennifer and Christopher found out what Felix had been doing with her daughter, they approached him and condemned the relationship. But Felix wasn't going to let anything come between him and Catelyn.
This bro motherfucker I bet he killed the parents. I wonder if she was in on it too.
On the 19th of September,
I was the
Felix
only person
messaged
to
a
really
furry friend
satisfy you in all possible ways. Sad thing I know is you trying to kill all those feelings and try to never come back to me, but you will. It's you in your nature. But I can't read this. I'm about to cry laughing. He thinks he's so bad. Isn't that him?
eventually
I
started
know my
getting
ass ain't
intimate.
bad.
When
I know
Jennifer
I'm
and
not
Christopher
bad.
found out what Felix
The thing is, he thinks he's bad. That's the problem.
let anything come between him and Catelyn, so they began making escape plans. On the 19th of September, Felix messaged a furry friend on Facebook and wrote, "Might be assisting someone in murder." His friend became concerned, and when he began asking more questions, in order to avoid any further suspicion, Felix told him that he was talking about killing an animal. But that was not the case.
Why is that?
5 days
any better?
later, Felix and his friend Joshua Acosta went to the Yost's home in Fullerton, California, and called on Catelyn, who came to wait in the car with Felix. Acosta then took a shotgun that was provided to him by Felix, went into the car, and carried out a massacre. The first person he met was a family friend.
What the fuck is this guy? You ain't no fucking movie writer. Acosta told detectives that the Yost family was a festering wound that he had cauterized, while Boucher was collateral damage. The only fucking collateral damage here is your fucking head.
He was asleep on the couch, and he blasted him in the head with a shotgun. He then went to the master's bedroom and blasted Jennifer in the face. Christopher heard the shooting and tried to escape, but Acosta caught him and blasted him in the head as well. However, in that same house, the Yost's 6-year-old and 9-year-old daughters were there, and by the time they woke up, they saw the horror of their parents' lifeless bodies on the floor and immediately called 911. The police managed to track and arrest Felix and Catelyn to a Sunny Valley.
Good. You fucking piece of shit. That's so fucking sad. Two little girls, 6 and 9, went to sleep not knowing that would be the last time they would see their parents. And they would find them woke up and shot to death. That's fucking... I can't... I'm so lucky that I'm not allowed to... Not really not allowed to. I just can't pass like the physicality of a police training or whatever. Because I have a criminal justice degree. If I could, I would be the one to beat the fuck out of these assholes. Sure, I'd get fucking charges for, like, police brutality, but, you know, people like this deserve it. More people that need the chair. Anyway.
However, Catelyn wasn't charged and even testified against Acosta and Felix in court. During the trial, Felix claimed Catelyn's parents had been abusing her, and he wanted to save her from them. The court didn't buy any of it, however, and sentenced both criminals to 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole,
Good.
to make sure the two never witnessed freedom ever again.
That's fucking sad. That is so sad. And that's the saddest fucking thing that I have to end on. Wow. Wow. So that was it for that episode. Boop the like, subscribe button if you want to see more, and stop being fucking trash. This is some of the saddest shit I've had to take a look at in my life when it comes to some of the people in our fandom. Obviously that one thing with, like, the people that were, like, Therian, otherkin kind of stuff, they are not furries. The one dude was furry and otherkin, Therian, whatever. That dude was a little different. That other person that thought they were werewolves or whatever, the group was not furry at all. They thought they were Therian, so that's definitely different. Yeah. Main things here: stop touching animals, stop killing animals, stop touching and killing children's parents, and touching children is what I meant. You know, be a fucking good person. The whole point of the fandom is to be good and accepting and enjoy just art and acting and all the other stuff that furry fandom gives to you. And for people to basically put a name to the fandom that we're a bunch of fucking murderers, kid touchers, and animal killers fucking sucks. Now, I'm going to leave here basically saying that as a furry myself, I'm not like that at all. I love my dogs in the right way, and I love animals in the right way. I think taxidermy is kind of cool, but don't kill animals just to taxidermize them. Stop touching children, stop hurting children and hurting animals and people. Hurting people is not good. It is a destructive and rude thing to do in your life, so stop it. Be good. That's all I have to say for you. Don't let any of this stop you from being a furry or being a part of the fandom. Be a part of the fandom, but just know people like this do exist because humans are humans. Just because they put on a furry costume and run around being a pretend fluffy dog doesn't make them a good person. And it also doesn't, if you get popular or whatever, it doesn't stop you from getting prosecuted by the law. Just remember that. I remember videos ago, this one kid got literally just, like, kicked, kind of, and then the air punched around him. I don't know, just because he was wearing a furry costume, but he was just standing there chilling outside of a store. And I'm sure he talked to someone in the store, maybe like that area outside of the stores were public. It looks like it was an outdoor kind of mall thing. So, like, they weren't trespassing or anything. Furries are mascots in costume. It's just people that enjoy pretending that they're not really an animal. They're pretending, depending on their character, to be either a different character or be an animal, depending on how realistic or how unrealistic their characters are. My characters are kind of semi-realistic, so they have all the human characteristics of a person, but they are digigrade, which means that they have the actual dog legs kind of like bent like that with a paw. That is my characters. They're less cartoony, more realistic. But they aren't not animal. I understand that I'm not an animal. I understand that maybe there's like a spiritual world that I could be connected to. I wouldn't call myself a Therian or an otherkin. The closest I would be is possibly Therian. I don't do quads, can't do those. For the people that can, usually they're kids. Good on you, and it's good exercise. It's like doing mountain climbers, but you're walking around in a fuzzy tail and ears, or a mask. I did a Therian video, by the way. You can take a look at it if you want. It should be like popping up here right now or something like that. I'll put it up here somewhere. But thank you for taking this trip with me. Sadly, it was a sad trip for this episode and a very long one, so I'm sorry you had to go through all of that. And I'm sorry for all the other people that I've had to go through what they did. All the adults and children that had to be abused for these videos, this video to exist, and the other videos as well. And all the animals that were harmed in the making of these people's lives, I guess. It's sad. And all I could say is do better. Do better. Be a part of the fandom. Be a furry. You don't even have to be a part of the fandom to be a furry. Be an artist. Go out and do things that you love. Be the character that you want to be. And just be a good person. That's all we ask. Be a good person. Don't hurt people and animals for your pleasure or for views. Alright. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep rambling. Stay Frosty Frostback. We'll see you in the next one of whatever I make. Bye. The list goes on, as I just showed you there, so... Not all furries are bad. There's just bad humans in the world. Stay safe out there, and make someone smile today.